Hey everybody, it's Nick. It is Monday, episode 11 of Off the Clock. I've done this for 11 days in a row, so woo! Super excited that you could join me. And when you stop by, just say, hey, what's up, Nick? How you living? Just say that in the chat. Say those exact words. So it's Monday. I am back at the office. Had a nice little... working at the office is a nice little break from arguing with people on the internet, which is nice. It's nice. So I'm just going to do that for 10 minutes. It's good. So that's what I did on my over the weekend, is just argued with people on the internet. Very productive, and it's nice to be back in the office. I'm working on a show this weekend, Ann Arbor County Showcase. So what I decided to do this time is I wrote all the topics instead of writing everything down word for word. I just decided to talk about all the different topics and how they relate maybe to one another, just to have like a mind map kind of thing. I don't know, doing something different. Looks like I'm doodling, but I do have a point. So I'm just going to write everything down and kind of organize my thoughts that way. It's been about 10 months since I've done a live show. Like all comedians, I think, unless you were doing speakeasy kind of shows off the books. It's been a while being able to do stuff in front of a live audience. I did some stuff on Zoom. Not as fun. I'm just going to be honest. It's cool to see people on Zoom, but not as fun. I will go ahead and say that. So I've got some things here. Just kind of go over ideas that I've tried out during the pandemic. I think they'll still work. About how playing, like during the pandemic, we played a lot of NBA 2K. My son and I play a lot of video games at my office. I have like all lawyers, I have a gaming PC at my office, and that's what I'm talking to you on right now. It's a nice custom built gaming PC that I have. So when I'm done with this, I'm probably going to play Call of Duty, and I don't give a shit who knows about it. So you got a problem with that? I don't care. So what's nice is my son and I, he would come to the office, or when I was at home in my basement, when I was working at my home, we would play NBA 2K, and he's 8, and luckily he hasn't learned a lot. He's very fresh, and new. He's a new human, and not a lot of mistakes, doesn't carry a lot of the baggage of being a 40-year-old man. And so he beats me all the time at 2K. And it's not because he's better at playing 2K than I am. It's just that he is okay with buying and selling players on NBA 2K, 2K20. It's an odd thing to be in the year 2021, and there's a video game that you can buy players using gold coins. I don't know. As a white man in my 40s, I don't know. The white guilt gets me. I don't think it's okay to buy LeBron James with gold coins. It sounds like it's not NBA 2K anymore. It's more like Slave Trade Manager 2021. So I just lose every time because my team has Bill Laimbeer on it, and Kelly Tripucka and John Stockton. Those are my, and he has no problems whatsoever buying and selling players because probably doesn't know what that means yet. So that's that one. It's still work in progress. I think it's decent. I've never heard the one thing is I've never heard a joke like that before. So I like the idea of it. Some of the other things, like being a white man in your 40s during a social revolution is an interesting time because no one gives a shit what you have to say, and I'm glad about that. But it does have its drawbacks to it too when you're a white man in these times, because you get treated like you're in Hufflepuff. No one cares at all what what you have to say at all. So that's that one. Let's see. People talking about eating the rich. Have you heard that? There's signs that said you're gonna eat the rich. That's cool, but I think we should think smaller. And I just want to find the guy that invented the fax machine. I think that guy needs to go. He invented something that like 40 years ago we're still using, and it's completely useless. Like over here, I don't even have a fax machine, but I have a fax number. That's how crazy it is in 2021. Like I don't even have I don't know if I could find the fax machine right now if I wanted to. If someone pointed a gun in my head and said, find a fax machine, I have no idea. I don't know what to do. What do you want me to do? I have like a computer that scans and emails, but I don't have a fax machine. I have a service that acts like a fax machine. That's how crazy that is. That the fax Illuminati have just infiltrated our society to the point where we don't even need an actual fax machine anymore. They're just so in control that we can't get rid of it. So I think I'm not going to do the fax one. Don't worry. The fax machine's not going to work, but quarantine was terrible, obviously. It was good at first, right? We learned a lot. We got to stay at home with people and our family, but how much time do we need with our families? Everyone's like, oh, I need to have more family time, but about a week, I was fine with them. I was fine with moving on, But what was really terrible for us during quarantine is we had to put our dog down. It was really sad. And people say things when they're trying to help and they don't really know what they're saying. They just say things like people would say like, oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. Was he sick? Was your dog sick? Is that why you had to put him down? Like, no, he owed me a bunch of money and I just had a mob hit and I took him out. Like, yeah, he was sick. What else? Why else would I put my dog down, you dipshit? Just don't say anything. When someone tells you that they had to put their dog down, just be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. End of it. That's it. Don't ask him, was he sick? So that's that one's good. I like that one. I'm gonna use that one. It's one of those misdirects, like where if you're not into the comedy lingo, it's like, oh, you think I'm gonna go somewhere, and then I just whoop, and I just take the wheel and I turn it somewhere else. So let's see. Let's see where I drew some of these things. One being on social media a lot during the quarantine is like I looked up one of my ex-girlfriend's profiles on Facebook. And I say I saw her profile, but what I actually mean is I actually searched it. It's not like I just, I wasn't stalking, but I was like, hey, what's up? I want to see what's going on. Like this is from high school, and then I saw that she's doing very well and everything, but then I saw that she owns raccoons, and I'm like, okay, I think I know what she meant by, I think we just want different things out of life, So I'm fine with it. And, we're both in a good place and that's cool. So I don't think I'm not the kind of person that could own a raccoon. I do know myself that much. I think I'm at 40. I know that I don't want to live in a house where I have to yell like, hey, Bandit, get out of the refrigerator. I don't, I mean, the first raccoon name I could think of was Bandit. Why? What would you name your raccoon other than Bandit? Has to be named Bandit. If you don't, you're doing it wrong. So I like that one. I like like that. I have been having trouble sleeping a lot during the pandemic, and it's like you always have that last thing that on your mind, like, oh my god, and you just like right before I fall asleep, I'm always like, oh my god, I forgot to argue with that person on Facebook. I forgot to tell him that he was a complete idiot, and that just keeps me up at night. Well, I see a lot of people on social media a lot. I know I'm doing this on social media right now, so I completely that's a weird forum to criticize someone. But I see people like posting like 8 or 9 times a day on Facebook, and I'm like, yeah, that's a bit much for me, even during a pandemic. I think that's a bit much. I mean, I'm on the internet all the time, but I'm not posting on Facebook. I'm like looking up things that have happened to my body on WebMD. Like, why is it when I get up in the morning, it sounds like someone snapped a bunch of tree limbs? Why does that happen? So, it's hard to gauge an audience when there's when no one's reacting, but that's fine. I just appreciate that there are actually people watching it right now. So that's pretty neat, right? I think that I'm glad. The one thing about the pandemic is I do not miss the trips to IKEA with my wife, who you saw on episode 9. If you want to meet my wife and see her on here, she was on episode 9. She's fantastic. Check out what she's doing. She's into crystals and potions. It's amazing. But I don't miss the going to IKEA and having just knockdown, drag out fights at IKEA with my wife. Like the kind of fights where other couples will like gather to watch the fight to see like how they interact. Like she wants to get something for the house, and then I'm always like, well, I don't want to put that together. And she's like, oh my God, like, why? You're so negative. You're just like your father. And I'm like, I wish I was. He died in 2004. He doesn't have to go through this shit right now. So I just want to, whenever I go to IKEA, I end every argument with like, fuck it, I'm going to go get meatballs. And then I go to, as you should be able to do with every furniture store, you should be able to go to a place where you can just get fresh, hot meatballs. Why not? That's IKEA is actually a terrorist organization. I don't know if you knew that, but they've infiltrated our country, and their one goal is to ruin every married couple's weekend. That's what they're trying to do, and they're very successful at it. I don't know if you are married, but if you are married, don't ever go to the IKEA with your spouse. Let's see, how long have I done here? How much time do I have? So I think I'll wrap up with that. I've got Wednesday night. Make sure you come and check out. Rob Jenkins is going to be here at 7:00 Wednesday. I'm going to chat about our show upcoming at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase this Saturday night. It's in person, masks, no booze, social distancing, everyone's spread out, limited capacity. So check that out if you want to get out. It's going to be a really good show. Rob's amazing. If you haven't seen Rob, very funny guy. And we'll talk about his creative process and his productivity, any life and writing tips that he's got. Because he writes a lot, and he's a very good comedian. So we're going to talk about all that. And then I will check in with you tomorrow, and we will see how you guys are doing. If you have questions, just make sure you shoot me an email, or you can just send me a direct message. Love to hear from you. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And thanks for checking in. And I love all of you. All right. Bye, guys.